Hey everybody, it's a special day. It's a special day. We're working back on motorcycles again. I know you've been waiting for so long and we're doing all this car shit and Jesus, where's all the car shit and all the show shit and all the other things that are going on. But we got a lot going on, a whole lot going on. I mean a whole lot going on, like 14 hours a day worth of whole lot going on and 6 hours a day of phone meetings and crazy busy right now. But I got a 2000, maybe 20 something street bob in front of me that I got to put a front end on so I can get it off this cart, so I can get our old mill and lathe off of a table and get it onto this cart and blah, 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 a whole bunch of other shit that you heard in the last video. But I'm going to put the front end on, and that front end turned into this whole entire table of parts right here, which I thought it was just normal front end, but this dude went out hard. We got Performance Machine legs, Elite Mototech, Heartluck, Performance, Baja Designs, Brembo, Thrash and Supply, KRUESI Originals brake rotors, KRUESI Originals wheels. We've got Gorilla cables, KRUESI Originals Baja Designs headlight bracket kit, Legend suspension, fancy tubes from somebody, a Harley Davidson fender. This bike was also in a wreck. It was an insurance job. It has been here for a long time. This kid has been waiting very patiently for me to get caught up with all these other jobs, which technically I'm not even caught up to this part of the game yet, because this guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy is still in front of this one, but I need to make a move on this one so I can get that other job done so I can get onto another job, because that's just how things go here. And now that we're back from that musical montage of motorcycle mayhem that we call an intro, don't forget, we've got maybe a couple of these Superfly jackets in stock. I know. Now you're all horned up and sex crazed, so let's get on with this. I am about to start building one Superfly motorcycle. If you start with a clean slate, you can end with a much cleaner one. It's like when you're at the sushi restaurant and you eat a little ginger in between pieces of sushi to cleanse your palate. Did you guys know what that's for? Also, I found out some information today that blew my mind. Maybe you guys already know this, but up until the 60s, sometime in the 60s, Thanksgiving was in October. And then some president changed it from October to November, because there was already Halloween in November and they needed to spread out the holidays for all the money-making Hallmark holiday bullshit. And no one talks about that, like, hey, let's just hide it. Let's just burn it out of our minds like that never existed. Because there's plenty of people, like including your parents, that were around during the 60s and remember it being in November. But no one has ever said that shit to me in 45 years that, hey, guess what? This shit used to be in October. It all used to be in October. Christmas used to be in fucking June. Mind blown. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is clock in on my job so I get paid for it. It's my favorite pen. I got to figure out all the shit that I got. I got fork legs. I got some fancy fork caps. Did he bring any of these parts in, or did we get him all this stuff?
He brought in the Performance Machine stuff.
Like
those
these?
Caps and those lowers. We got him the risers. And he brought in the Baja Designs.
This shit.
He brought in the Brembos.
Word. Just got to keep things straight for billing purposes so I don't charge this dude for stuff that he paid for himself already. 'Cause that wouldn't be cool, man. I haven't used a set of Performance Machine legs since I was building big wheel baggers back in the glory days of not building cool shit. Curious to see what these look like. They usually make pretty nice stuff. I'm gonna make myself a little pile of things somewhere else. I don't need this dude right now. Watch this, you guys wanna see something cool? That's called, put it down there and forget that it even exists. That's called, I'll probably go putting that light back on and, like, you know, when I'm done with the job and he'll be like, where's my light at? I'm like, fuck, I forgot about that. Woo, woohoo, woohoo. This is gonna be sick. So these are chrome, which is always dope. Look at those things. They're pretty nice. I like the chrome. They're a little beefcake. Let's say I kind of like them. They're a little Pro Street-esque, I would say. Kind of like something on a Fat Boy in 2002. This is getting chrome Skynets as well, so this thing's it's gonna be pretty sick. These honestly look like they've been on the shelf since 2006. I never got to meet Arlen Ness. He definitely was the icon of our industry, and it would have been really cool to meet the dude before he passed away. There's a lot of them big old school guys I've never met. Never met Jesse James. I've known Paul Yaffe for a long time. None of the West Coast Choppers guys. None of the Orange County Choppers guys. The rest of them are all my homies. Jesse Rook, rest in peace, he's a good friend. Trask, worked for him for years. Jim Nassy, worked for him for years. But all them big mega dudes, never got to meet him. Indian Larry would have been cool before he passed away. He was the best, the super OG. I'm gonna lay out all my stuff right here and just kind of get a grasp on what I have and all my parts wise, and then I can have a little inventory of things. Lots of O-rings, I'm guessing that's what holds those on there. Another cap, where the f do these go? Oh, more O-ring shit. I'm probably not gonna put these on. I'm not a fan of this kind of shit. I don't like the chrome covery bullshit. I'd rather it just look raw and natural. Show its holes. Let me see your holes. And I've got all my stuff laid out now. I've got a Drag Specialties 49mm seal kit, some Bell Ray 20 weight fork oil, a fresh pair of tubes from Harley Davidson. These are OEM tubes. I've got some Legends Axeo cartridges and some PM fancy fork legs. I'm gonna put all this jive together. The first thing I'm gonna do is cross-hatch these with Scotch-Brite, because as you see, this is super shiny and super smooth and one glossy, smooth stick. A seal is not gonna seal that well on something this smooth. If you just throw this together, which you can, but most likely you'll end up with a leak if you come down out of a wheelie hard or brake check hard or strap it down too firmly in your trailer. It's just like a cylinder and a piston. How the rings seat, you want to cross hatch the cylinder so you have a bunch of lines that go like this. That's called cross hatching. That gives something for the seal to bite to. So I'm going to take this, grasp it with some Scotch-Brite, and I'm going to twist it firmly. As you see, I'm not going all the way around it because it's a pretty big shaft. Then I'm going to rotate it 180 and I'm going to go back. And as I go up, I make lines one way. As I go down, I make them the other way, which makes cross hatching. This is a forearm workout like a son of a bitch. So if you've got a little bit of a limp-wristed throwing style, this is definitely gonna pump them things up for you. You wanna do this until all that super chromy shine shit goes away, and you've got a nice even bit of dull cross hatching. This also, coincidentally, works on gold fork tubes. Gold fork tubes leak like a son of a bitch all the time. They're way too slick. Gold and black, anything that's DLC coated leaks badly. You can cross hatch them. At least you can the Pro 1. They hold up, it doesn't even affect the finish really, and it just makes them nice and sealable. So now, there's no way you're gonna be able to see this on camera, but there is a cross-hatched bit of cross-hatchiness. It actually looks a lot more uniformed and a lot better. So there's that guy. I'm gonna clean that with Windex before I put it together. My hands are getting a little too old and tired for this. Did a 25-mile BMX ride this weekend. The SE bikes, and it was big, it was dope. All the biggest hitters in the game were out. D-Blocks was out from New York. It was sick, but oh my God, I'm sore. Fucking hands are toast. Come on, baby. Work that shaft. All right, I gotta go. I'll wipe that down with something. Hold the phone. A little bit of Windex. Glass cleaner, not Windex brand, but glass cleaner, period. Any good glass cleaner is alcohol based. Gets rid of any oils or any bullshit from your hands. Any little dust from that Scotch-Brite. Legend stuff is super simple to put together. This guy goes in the bottom. This is your bottom out spring, so this doesn't slap against the bottom of the tube and the tube comes up through the shaft. In like so, cup on the bottom, just like that. We're gonna just screw this guy together for now. Don't worry about there not being fluid in it, don't be tripping. There might be a couple seals, maybe it's like a wildlife safari. Should put a little lube on them threads so it doesn't bark at me like that, but those are problems for tomorrow. You'll need a 12mm Allen socket. This is a snap-on one, so it cost about $3,500, or you can get one somewhere cheaper. A little bit of pipe dope, thread sealant, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from, what area of the country you're from, there's a different name for it everywhere. It does not go on the threads. You are not sealing the threads. You are sealing the base of this down by the crush washer. So I'm gonna just lube her up down here. If you put it on the threads, your forks will never come apart again. So you just kind of work it into the old crush washer there. Might be a little messy. We'll set that guy right there for now. I'm gonna take a fork leg. I'm gonna drag this dude off the edge of the table. I'm gonna lubricate this guy right here. And I'm gonna lube light finger blasting to the inside of this. Slide her on in there. My gun is clutched at 25 foot-pounds, so I just give her hell. You put it with the air gun, whatever, give her a good blop. You can torque it. There's a torque spec. You can look that up too, but I've been doing it this way for 20 years and it works out pretty good. I'm gonna do the other side real quick, and then we'll go over to the table and we'll beat some seals in, the rest of the bushings and all that good stuff. Lube the bushing. Lots of lubricants is your friend. Anytime you're trying to penetrate something, you really want to lubricate it really well. See, I've got a good smear in there. It's like a fine bagel. That way, I'm not gonna burn that thing up the first time this thing goes up and down. Gonna blast this dude with some goo. We're gonna take these dudes and this guy. We're gonna move on to another place. This table is not strong enough for what we're about to do. All right, this is the second bushing. Just gonna drop it right in there. Get her good and lubricated. Drop her on. Retainer ring. The retainer ring has a round side and a sharp side from when they stamp them out. They stamp them like this, so this side is sharp, this side is round. Round is down. You want the sharp flat side up against the seal so you have the most surface. Make sure you drive this in before you put the seal in. Don't go putting this in and the seal in and drive them all together. You will destroy your seal. Promise you. This guy goes first. That guy's in. Now we're gonna take the seal. The seal has a spring on one side. See that spring up in there? The spring of a seal will always go against the fluid. This will always be the sealing side. It goes down. There's also numbers on the top. You always press against the numbers. I'm gonna get the inside of this dude wet. And then we're gonna very carefully work it over these edges right here. Slide her on down. Next is the C-clip, whatever you want to call it. That guy's in. Then dust shield. Dust shield, depending on the brand, sometimes if you put the driver upside down. You're a fucking bitch to get in sometimes. Ooh, that ain't gonna work. See, that's why you put it upside down. So these forks are extremely tight. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of lubricant on the outside of this dude. Man, this motherfucker sucks. Oh, that's annoying. Well, that's what you get with not OEM shit. God. I'll be back with more tools. Dude, this is stupid. I'm about to flip out. These fork legs, I don't like them already. It's also a dust shield, doesn't really do anything except keep the dirt out, but this is bullshit. I thought I made it in the trash can. I did not. Well, that thing fit like shit, so we're gonna try a little heavy lubricant. Put a new one in. The inside diameter on these forks is just a little too tight. So, I mean, I don't know how much I'd guarantee the fork seal. It went in pretty good. That dust shield was not having it. These are junk.
We have a jig for this shit.
Don't buy these forks. Factory fork legs, I normally put the dust shields in like this, and they pretty much go in. Maybe give them a little pow, but the inside diameter of this fork right here is incorrect and it is too tight. So this son of a bitch will not go in here. I gotta beat the out of them to even get them down in there, and it just shaves off the seal. They look like they're from like 2006. This is some shit that is like some old Pro Street shit that I don't even think they make anymore. You probably got this on eBay or something cheap. The box was very beat up, like maybe this was somebody sold these for a reason. I'm gonna move on to the other fork leg and see if it fits. because this one sucks.
Do they do jousting there?
Yes. Yeah, they have a full-size arena, dude, with f***ing jousting contests, sword fighting. Oh yeah, I'm gonna walk around with a drinking horn just getting f***ing plowed on mead all day long, talking like this the whole time. It's me, your Uncle Argyle. That's why I haven't cut my hair or shaved in a while. We're going to the Renaissance Festival in full costume this weekend. If you're there, you'll hear me. I can't wait. I even got my wife to get in a costume. I'm gonna walk around with an erection the whole time. I got the whole Viking outfit, the little pants and the top. I'm gonna eat like 7 Blue Chews before we go. Just make sure my cod piece stays on, you know what I'm saying? Dude, f*** these f***ing fork legs. F*** this. This one's worse. The top of it's all f***ing chewed to f***. Looks like somebody's taken a file to the top of this already once before and tried to f***ing trim these down. I would bet money that he got these off of eBay and somebody tried putting them in their bike and was like, man, these are dog shit. I'm not doing this, because you can see where it's all like chrome's all been ground away right there. Like somebody tried to file the edge to get the seals to go in. I don't really know where to turn with this. He's gonna be like, he's gonna want this shit in here, but it's junk. So I could put it in here all half-assed, and as soon as this thing compresses and comes out again, this thing's just gonna be boop. It's just gonna be doing this out here on its own. It's not gonna go in properly. I would also bet really big money when I go to put this shit together, none of the spacing is gonna be correct for the brakes, the wheel, or anything. I would also bet really big money these are not even made for this bike. I'm gonna make sure. This box is old as fuck and been taped together 100 times. You ready?
Yep.
0403-0168.
Lower fork leg, chrome, dual disc, 49mm. Yep, M8 softail, street bob, right here.
The seals don't fit at all. I've run through 4 seals trying to get them in. I can just hack them and beat the out of them in there. The seal itself is good, but the dust shields aren't going in. It's not gonna happen. As soon as the thing compresses and comes up, it's just gonna pull right out. God damn, those are expensive. Expensive and they suck. It looks like somebody's already grounded on the top of that one with a file, trying to file the edge down to put seals in it. Yeah, they've definitely, somebody's tried to use them before. They came from a power sports shop, some BC Power Sports or something. They should all fit. They all fit in the Harley ones just perfectly fine. The drama unfolds. Like, when it comes to suspension, you don't need fancy fork legs because they don't do anything for the suspension. Stock set of fork legs, powder coat them, put good shit inside of them, set them up properly, everything works good. These aren't gonna work good. They're too tight. The inside diameter is too tight. The seal will be too tight on the tube. It will wear the seal out super fast, if not immediately. And I'm not gonna get a dust seal in there at all. It's not gonna fit. It's not gonna happen. And without that, the seal itself is just gonna be eating dirt and shit all day long. I didn't see any directions in the box. Maybe they don't run a dust seal. That would be stupid, but that might be the case.
It says dust caps sold separately.
Which, why not? I mean, that's only a, what, $800 set of fork legs? Why would you not get the dust caps with them, you know?
$869.95.
$869.95, dust caps sold separately. I don't know what to do here. I'm at a crossroads. The right thing to do would be put the stock shit back on. The kid did pay $900 plus for a set of bullshit fork legs and some caps. I would like to make them work for him, but I also don't want to put him on some shit that doesn't work properly. So what do you do in these crossroads? Do I keep wasting time? I need this son of a bitch done. I needed this done like hours ago too, but. Does this guy have a dual disc Brembo or a single? It looked like he had 2 brake mounts in that box. These are dual disc fork legs, and he bought 2 Brembo radial mount calipers to make this a dual disc front end. But you can't just do that. You have to have the master cylinder to go along with it. A single disc master cylinder will not power 2 calipers. It's only 9/16. You need an 11/16 bore or a 22 millimeter bore. So he's trying to make this dual disc. So I am stuck using these goddamn fork legs that just suck. And they do use the fork seals. They do use every bit of it. Let's see, install dust wiper using seal press tool optional. I mean, how else would you put it in? Install the lower bolt using a new crush washer. Okay, torque, fill tube, according to HD spec. That's all they got. Man, these are shit. I can't put the fucking seals in. I think we need to call this kid. This is a Really, really expensive way to make your bike a dual disc front end. Could have just bought a Fat Bob fork leg for $189 from Harley Davidson, powder coated black already, and this would be done. And it would be proper and it would be high quality. Now we got to deal with all of this shit. I got to deal with figuring this out. I'm on the clock while I'm doing this too, mind you, at $150 an hour. So I'm not clocking out and doing this for free. This is the name of the game. It's just so much more efficient. At least talk to the guys at the shop you're dealing with and talk to them about what you want to do. Like if he wanted to do this, you should have talked to us about this and let us suggest him the right direction and tell him how it works and the best way to do this, instead of just going out and buying a bunch of random shit from some who knows what that doesn't work. So now I gotta fucking figure this out. Them fork legs are just not gonna work. I'm at a crossroads. I need to make a deal with a demon right now. I'm gonna need some chicken bones, some of Tommy's hair, a picture of myself, some sage, and 2 drops of lamb's blood, and a small box and a gardening shovel. I'll be right back. So, I've contemplated this on the Tree of Woe. Bonus points for anybody down in the comments that can tell me what that's from. We just talked to PM on the phone. They gave us measurements, what this is supposed to be on the inside diameter, so I'm gonna pull it apart, check the measurements, and if it is incorrect, which 100% is incorrect because none of this shit fits in here, we're gonna send these back, and I'm not gonna use them again. We'll put this shit together the right way and put some Lowrider S stuff in there. That's for the dust cap. 2.376. I got 2.36, 10 thousandths shy, which when it comes to a press fit, which is what this is, stock, it's a press fit. When you add an extra 10 thousandths to a press fit, it becomes extremely press fitted. So these are wrong. These have been machined wrong. Actually, I wouldn't say they're machined wrong. I would say the chroming has made them too thick. There's no chrome on the inside though, but man, look how shitty the outside of this is. Look at that ring around there. See where it's all chewed up? So, these. We're gonna call this kid and tell him those. They gotta go back. I don't know what he's gonna do about that. He didn't get them from us, so that needs to be figured out. I also don't like that the brake mounts bolt to the fork leg and then you bolt other mounts to those to bolt the radial mounts to those. Yeah, they're wrong, and we're gonna figure that out and we'll get back to you and I'll let you know what we figure out as we go along here in a few minutes, hopefully after we talk to dude. Yeah, not it, tag, not it. So we just talked to the owner. Guess who was right? This guy right here. He got them on eBay, used for 300 bucks because guarantee you someone else bought them, couldn't get the seals to go in because the diameter is wrong. They were made improperly. So they sold them like an asshole to someone on eBay and screwed someone out of some money. He's cool. He's kind of figured, you know, it's eBay. That's how shit goes. He can't really send them back because he just got screwed by some asshole on eBay. Whoever you are, if you're watching, you're an asshole. But we have Lowrider S you can use on these bikes, on the Fat Bobs. If you want to go to dual disc, the proper way to do this, you can run 2015 to 2017 Dyna Lowrider S fork legs. You can get them from Harley Davidson. They're 550 bucks for the set. They come powder coated black. Then you can run a Drag Specialties axle kit that comes with the axle and the proper spacers that you need. That's 75 bucks, which is still almost $200 less than buying a set of these fork legs. Then we're going to run a Brembo RCS 19 Master on the top, which is the best. The only issue with that is you cannot run the brake switch because the brake switch is part of a circuit board and it's not wired in, so you can't really tap into it to wire the brake switch in. So he's not gonna have a front brake switch, but he will have a back. But when are you grabbing front without grabbing back anyways? And that's fine, is what it is. It's a much superior braking system. It will be really, really nice. Which I can't get this off of the damn dolly that I need right now, and I won't have the parts for probably a week. So that being said, I'm gonna try and do at least something today. Man, there's not shit I can do. I'm gonna slide the fork tubes in the trees, at least so the fork tubes stay sturdy, and I'm gonna put the handlebars together today so I can get something moving on this kid's bike. He doesn't need it back anytime soon because he has to have wrist surgery because from the wreck his wrist is still broken and they're gonna like bolt him back together or something. That sounds terrible, but you know, motorcycle shit, it happens. But moving forward, at least the mystery is solved. I feel a lot better. I'm so happy that he didn't pay $800 for these and get really fucked He told me that he got them for eBay, and he's like, you know, I bought them used, and I was like, well, God, please tell me you bought them cheap. Still sucks to lose $300, but losing $300 beats the shit out of losing $900. For now, I'm gonna box up this bad shit and get my situation put back together, and then I'll get back to you. This is a nice closer from the couch, basically because I've been on the phone nonstop since the last clip. It's been a lot of phone calls. Developing an event for Bike Week has been pretty serious, and then I was exhausted from that, and I fell asleep for about 10 or 15 minutes. My own snoring woke me up, and June's ready to go home, so that's it. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching very, very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys out there. Thank you. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, KRUESIoriginals.com for all your dope shit needs. Peace.